Yeah, we're excited to get on the road and obviously starting conference play three, your first four on the road is a challenge, but we do think we were gifted fortuitous balance with the scheduling, being having the LA trip during Christmas break. Our players are all they're in the classroom, so they don't have online classes. So this would have been a tough road swing if it wasn't during break, and so it's good timing. We feel like we're growing as a team. It gives us a chance to spend even more quality time together and see see how much we can improve and how far we can take this thing.
Thank you very much, Coach. Andrew, you want to start us off?
Sure. Hey, Dusty. I saw the last time Michigan won a game 112 to 64, February 22nd, 1998. I assume you were at that game. Yes, you're on the bench for Indiana.
Oh man, that
Do you remember it?
yes, I'm sure I was there. I don't was that game in Chrysler? Or was it in?
Yeah. Yeah, it was Chrysler.
As a that would have been a sophomore manager. No, I wouldn't have traveled that year.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
that
right.
things were a lot different then. It was one or two managers traveled, and usually for just a regular season game, it would be one of the seniors.
Gotcha. All right. Yeah. I mean, as far as this trip, yeah, with multiple days between games, will it be all focus on UCLA after USC is done, or will you do, team building stuff as well? What's kind of the plan between games?
We'll certainly do some team building stuff, but the phrase team building for us every single day in practice, every day in the hotel, and on the buses, we really cherish those things and just think that when you have quality people that care about each other, just the getting to know each other better and spend time with different players, different roommates, it's just healthy for long-term relationships and. I see a much stronger connection amongst our guys than we've had up to this point, and hopefully that continues going in the right direction because these guys spend a lot of time together. If they can really enjoy each other's company, then it makes it that much more fun.
As a coach, do you like getting two games while you're out there as opposed to, multiple cross country trips? I mean, is that fit with the logistics that you want?
Absolutely. I was in Conference USA for a number of years, and I was actually in the Pac-10 back when it was the Pac-10 conference. So we were used to the Thursday, Saturdays have always been a fairly normal routine. Probably more of my coaching career has been Thursday, Saturday than it hasn't been. And so it's something that, early on we designed things to try to be a little bit different than everyone else because the short prep time for the second game. And so yeah, this will be I guess less normal because there's an extra day in between where I don't know what the layout is, but playing the fourth and the seventh. But yeah, once again you eliminate a trip across the country, but whatever it is, we're going to say good. It's great for this reason and look at the positives.
Coach, how much better has this team gotten since Cleveland State to last night? A lot of wins, but feels like even in the wins, there's been a lot of growth.
We as a staff feel like we're much better than we were 2 weeks ago. It seems like, and obviously we're going to be tested in LA, but it seems like the things that we've stressed as a group are starting to click, and our guys are taking it to heart, and they're doing a great job of applying it. Um, we give them a lot of freedom and creativity to play and be the best versions of themselves and be who they are, and then get them to buy into the overall system with how the sausage needs to look like after it's made. And our guys are figuring each other out. They're playing off each other better. I do think we're competing and playing with more aggression than we were a month ago. And that could be conditioning, that could be us, focus on the right things in practice. And you never know what it is because you try so many different things. But when you watch our guys play, the us guarding the basketball, us attacking rebounds, those things have really improved over the last couple weeks.
Yeah, hey Dusty, Tony here. So since building on that and given that, I know I've asked you about sort of the sections of the season before. I mean, calendar turning, now it's fully Big Ten play. I mean, it's never a finished product, but had you known like this is kind of where we'd be at this time, how would you feel heading into it? And also, I guess, what is the mentality now that Big Ten play is just here?
Now it's now the Big Ten's here. As far as where we are, I don't know. That throughout the season there's a range of emotions where you think you're turning a corner and then maybe you get humbled. And sometimes you don't want to use the word luck in sports, but I mean an element of things that last night, a couple of Western Kentucky three-pointers went all the way down and popped out early in the game. If those go in, what does that do to the spirit of their team and hanging around and whatever the case? So there's just a lot that goes into winning a game. I think we had 112 possessions last night. Obviously, when you get up to that many possessions, the margin of error shrinks because we think we're the more talented team on a lot of nights, and that gives us a chance to use that talent for more possessions and more time. But where we are now, we've still got to be able to anticipate what our problems are going to be. We're going to see several different ball screen coverages for the Wolf Golden combo, and then how to use that to get other guys open threes. And so there's a lot of things that if we can anticipate what these issues are going to be in advance and can work on them before they happen in the game, then we'll be ahead of the curve. But even USC, they have such a long prep time. They could come out with junk defenses. They could come out more solid than they've ever been. We have no idea. So in a conference battle, you have to be able to adjust on the fly. And I think our guys are doing a really nice job of that here lately.
Hey Dusty, Jake Singer with Mason Brew. It kind of building off your last response, you guys really made a concerted effort this year to play a lot of different kinds of defenses in your non-conference play, going to start the beginning of the season, Purdue, Fort Wayne, Oakland, like seeing how they play against Wolf and how they play against Golden and the rest of your guys. Now you guys are entering Big Ten play. How do you feel like playing against those different defenses will benefit you guys playing against some of the biggest competition in the country?
Well, we've seen them, and I thought the Oakland game, and we've talked about this as a staff for the last couple of years. It's really nice when you play a zone team early in the year because then you'll spend part of your off season and your practice time. You're forced to put in your zone package and look at different things and experiment and tinker and move guys around. So that's what the Oakland exhibition did. It forced us to play against scout team zone for a number of days. It forced us to look at sets, at concepts, decide do we want to be a team that tries to get more organized, less organized against zone, and against junk defenses. And even when I say junk defenses, anything other than traditional man to man. If you have guys who are good passers, they're willing passers, and have size, usually you can figure out ways to generate good looks. And after that, then it's knocking down shots and reading closeouts and not getting bogged down and stagnant because of changing defenses. So we like where we are. Last night we saw several different looks. Western Kentucky, I thought they were active. I thought they were pretty creative with ways to stop us. But when you're making shots, then it changes the complexion of the game. Then those closeouts look a lot different, and the spacing of the floors it changes. So, but yeah, we're grateful that we've seen a lot of different types of defenses.
And Andrew Kahn again. How do you prioritize a regular season, kind of conference championship? I know we're just getting into it here, but are you all about just whatever makes you better for the NCAA tournament, or do these, other things they give out trophies for matter?
No, without a doubt, a Big Ten regular season championship is extremely important. And this is the going back to the Coach Knight in me, that's what he stressed the most of you go through a 3 month season, and when you look at the mental fortitude and the I guess the physical health that goes into being good that long, it's extremely demanding. It's tough. Obviously, it's nice to win 3 games in 3 days or 4-4 to win a conference tournament. But if you can go through the grind of a regular season championship, I think when you're on the road recruiting or you see other coaches, you give them a tip of the cap if they're able to go through a conference season because it's a big difference to finish first in second or third or fourth in a league. It's daunting to win a conference regular season championship, especially now with the number of games, with the amount of travel, with the logistics that comes with television and whatnot. So, yeah, to make a long statement short, it's extremely important that we're competing for a Big Ten regular season championship.
Could you give us some thoughts about USC? I mean, obviously, this is a new team in the Big Ten, not one that everybody around here is super familiar with.
I haven't dove into them. I've watched them a few times on television. I'll dive into more of their personnel and what later today. Um, they're like all of us. They have a new group. They played really well at times. They've struggled at times. They've seemed to have found the rhythm as of late with their lineup combinations, getting a few guys back from injuries and whatnot. But obviously, going on the road in LA. What feels like it's a restart, but this feels like the start of conference play. I don't want to discredit the two games we already played, but and now it just with the conclusion of pre-conference, it just feels like now we're in Big Ten play, and so every possession is going to be extremely important. And but yeah, as far as the details of USC, I'm not there yet.
Coach, looks like Justin's getting more and more comfortable, a little more assertive, and then LJ played well last night. What have you seen from those two lately?
Well, Rubin going out in practice, just it gave those guys more opportunity. And I think the combination of, those 20 minutes, whatever, I don't know what Rubin plays exactly, call it 20 minutes, the 20 minutes a game opened up. And then they came back from Christmas break with an excitement and like a renewed energy, which means when they went home, they had the right conversations, or the people around them had the right conversations because they came to work. Their attitudes were great. They weren't sulking. They weren't worried about themselves, and they just had a really good perspective of coming back and with the mindset of whatever we need to do to help the team win. And we're going to go at the starting group every single day and hold them accountable to their effort and practice, but also getting in and spending extra time. But Pip, I mean, he looked confident. He looked aggressive. LJ, same thing. I was most pleased with LJ's defense and rebounding. I mean, I don't know what his line was scoring wise. We were pretty balanced last night, but I just thought he made several really, really tough, physical, aggressive, visible plays.
Dusty, with Rubin, I mean, he got hurt in the last game. Is it the same issue that held him out earlier in the season, or can you say? And then do you expect him to suit up on this trip?
Yeah, we expect him to suit up and be a full go. I don't know that it's a minor injury, so
Okay.
um, you know, there's not much more than that. It's not the exact same injury as before.
Okay, thanks.
Does anybody have anything else for Coach?
New Year's plans for the team? Gonna be here, there?
No idea. Sorry.
Good.
If I make it to 12:01, it's a heck of a New Year's.
Well, Happy New Year either way.
Thank you guys. I've got some flack for my 60-minute comment on one of the interviews last night. So
You're
I
good.
started keeping all my personal thoughts to myself.
Anybody have anything else?
Appreciate you guys.
Thanks, Coach.